Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is pulled from the Darkwood Tarot, filmed on Monday, May 4th, 2026. May the 4th be with you. Ha ha ha. Starting off with stars, coming in strong. So after a chaotic time, peace is coming in, but also being thankful for the blessings. The stars aren't so magnified in this card as you would see with a traditional tarot card. I feel like washing myself clean, I feel like we're washing ourselves from something. Like they do talk about that kind of meditation when you're have anxiety or you're going through something, is when you go in the shower, as you're washing your body clean, it's you're washing those worries, I feel like a lot of us in our head, I feel like there's a lot of shadow. I feel like it's a retrograde and it's not. Like I know retrograde starts in June. Is this really pre retrograde energy? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, with the Scorpio full moon, but it was so at the farthest access point where a lot of people were saying it would be kind of blurry. Like here it was raining, so by the time it came through the clouds and it stopped raining, it was really powerful. But I feel like it's just like, they're talking about karmic lessons, and they're talking about how people that did you wrong. See, I rather transmute it and turn it into something positive, and I'm like, let go, let God. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever happens with them, that's their problem. It's just like, you know what I mean? You frig with me. It's like I'm not gonna forget that. I may not scream, shout, or anything, but I will take away my energy. I will take away whatever I poured into your cup, and don't ever freaking look my way again, because it's like, no, I learned the first time, and if I do allow that again, there's going to be consequences. Actions have consequences. Finding us, this looks like the new moon, eh? So that's May 16th. And then we got the full rare blue moon on the 31st. So that's why I'm saying, like, energies are a little bit high during this month. But just, if you get your anxiety, do things to ground yourself. Watch a comedy, bring yourself out of it. Some people will smell like the Vicks nasal sticks or Vicks Vapor Rub to help bring yourself out of it. But also teaching and training yourself to the higher self that everything is okay, that everything will work out, everything is fine. Because, with myself, I know that I get triggered sometimes. It's not all the time, thank God, but, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? It's a work in progress. Can't speak. So just keep working on those things. Put your energy, that's what I'm saying. Stop wasting your energy in stupid things and put it towards something that will help you grow. And I'm not trying to, not validate your feelings. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, putting black magic on people and jinns and all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're a-holes. Reminds me of Groot. Even though it's like Star Wars, but still kind of like a superhero kind of thing. This kind of looks like a full moon behind his head, highlighting crown chakra. You have nothing to fear. You will see that with more cards coming forward as well. You have nothing to fear. You are in a good place. You set good roots. Highlighting roots again. They're showing growing under the surface. What is spring about? All about rebirth, about starting over again. Yeah, it's like, especially when you get a major reset. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like that sometimes. I don't feel like I was there every single day with my kids and everything, but just because of the widow fog and the shock and the grief, it's like, you don't feel like, you were there. I felt like I was robbed of that time. You know what I mean? But they're like, no, you were there, Mom. And I'm like, I don't really feel like I was. You know what I mean? But, by God's grace, we have the years ahead to make up for that time. We have blind justice coming in, and I feel like this is justice you didn't know that was working again, where they're showing the roots working under the surface. It's like you may not see outward growth, but there is growth happening under the surface. So kind of like you think about if you are a houseplant person, mommy, daddy, parent, whatever, that whatever you want to talk, you talk to your plants, you sing to your plants, if your houseplants are your babies. Like I get excited when my cactuses bloom and stuff. Like the one that I've been posting hasn't bloomed in a couple of years, and I was like, oh, I need to get some Miracle-Gro, and they all take different types of water. So I'm just like, get them all fed, and now they're just like sprouting babies, and the cactus bloomed this year. I could see the buds, but we've had buds a couple of years and nothing happened. I'm just like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for when it does. And that's what I mean about the star card. Big and small, the things that come in, the things that you're blessed with, you know what I mean? I again, washing away, and that's why I'm saying putting your energy in right places, is that washing away the things that we're told that they try to program in us, that they try to give us insecurity. It's like, F them. It's like, you know what? Transmute it, turn into something positive. It's like, I'm not going to allow you to try and dictate how I think, how I feel. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to discredit your feelings. I'm just saying, don't play ping pong. Ellie teaches us that. She's on TikTok. She's Australian, and she's an amazing distance healer, a Reiki healer, and it's, you know what I mean? She's very grounding. She does tarot as well. But it's just like, that's one thing. She's like, it's ping pong. So it's just like, transmute it, turn it into something positive. They're saying like Lady Liberty, Lady Justice is blind. You know what I mean? We like blindsided. So you may have gone through a situation where you're blindsided. So, and I feel like that's where I don't feel like this Scorpio karmic energy is short-lived. Like, we definitely talk about this in August as well. I said this before I knew that this was all happening with the full moon. And that's where Spirit was just like, there's some karmic energy here happening here. People have done you wrong, making it right. So you may be receiving something in the mail, an email. So keep an eye on all that. Keep an eye on your junk folder, because this is someone you don't communicate with. So it may be someone, they're saying an imposter. So be careful of that. Be mindful of who you're giving your energy to, the information, verify things, do your own research, that you're not sharing all that information willy-nilly with someone that has no business knowing your information. They're saying justice is swift. We have the King of Pentacles, and I feel like this is like, for some of you, you'll feel like this is an earth side coming in. For some of you, they did say the month of May is someone coming in. Be mindful, just because you're going to get multiple offers. I'm not saying this like, oh, you're getting multiple offers, entertain all of them. I'm saying you don't have to accept the first one. So brown hair may be significant. Long, it's not past the shoulders. It's right under the ears or a little bit like the jawline. So that may be something significant to you. They're saying underage. I hope to God they're not underage. I don't feel like it's underage. I feel like it's, an age gap that you don't feel comfortable with. Like, it's just like, it's flattering. You know what I mean? It is flattering when people come in. It's like, oh, I've been thinking about you. And you're just like, oh, wow. Like, you know what I mean? It's like what you kind of, you watch on Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that they've been thinking about me. And it's just like, oh, you hear the rest of it. And you're just like, oh. So it's like, let the information be revealed to you. I feel like this is Spirit saying, like, more financial endeavors are coming in. I feel like this is like the father of the astrology, the kings, and they're just like, concentrate on your money endeavors. You have more money coming in. So again, where I was saying, like, that insecurity, that anxiety, it's just like things are rectifying themselves. Things are finally back in order. Like, it's like the planets are aligning in that kind of way. It's like they've been skewed for a long time, and now they're aligning again for you. So, like Anastasia has taught us, lessons have been learned. So when this comes in, you're not going to make the same stupid mistakes you made before. Have the 8 of Wands. We've been getting this over and over. 3 weeks time, something is about to come in. So they highlighted the 11th to the 15th. And then they've been highlighting the 15th to the 31st. So it's like, and this month is all about manifestations. So even if you're not able to, like, do a candle every single day, even with your words, watch your words, what you're articulating, the power of the tongue. Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm under the weather, rather than saying other things. Like, you know what I mean? Anastasia, every dollar I spend finds its way back to me. You'll start to see this, the thing shift. You spend this, it comes back this way. So, and again, this is not to go crazy and spend everything you have. It's just like, you don't have to feel guilty for buying yourself stuff. And I don't mean like going cuckoo crazy. I feel like it's just like, you know what I mean? Like with myself, it's like, oh, la, 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 all these celebrations. It's like, you've already you're already ahead of the game. You know what I mean? And it's like, just keep going. Like, you're doing the right things. You know what I mean? It's like lessons have been learned. This is what I'm talking about. Nine of Swords. Thinking things that would keep you up at night because you're overthinking. You're probably like me, that you shake your foot. That's what they're showing, because we're overthinking and it's getting worse and worse. And all of a sudden you're in a panic attack. We're doing it to ourselves. You have to learn how to love yourself and say, listen, you know what I mean? Stop that. You're wasting your energy. You know it is fine. You know it always works out. Sometimes some months are a little rougher than others, but that's what we plan for. You know what I mean? Sometimes things come in that we didn't see coming. It's, you know what I mean? Maybe we feel little knockings of it, but we'll get through it. Universe always provides. Four of Swords energy. So she's in a sleeping mode. I feel like green heart chakra kind of thing, where it's like, this is where you should be resting and rejuvenating. And it's like, with myself, it's like last week, it's like, I don't know who this energy was, but they were just like, you know, jumping up around all over the place and everything. Like, it looked like they were doing jumping jacks, but the energy and the aura was just, I was just like, wow. And I'm like, I just checked on everybody. Everybody was good. I'm like, okay, I'm going back to sleep. I'm like, no offense, but it was a long week. You know what I mean? It's just like, 50 hours in readings. It's just like, I love you. I love your energy, but, not right now. Maybe another time. I love Empress. Look at her beautiful red gown. Someone around you may be pregnant. Early stages, I feel 3 weeks pregnant. I feel like grounding yourself. It's like, get outside and ground yourself. Even like with the, like Red Riding Hood kind of energy. She's got the lantern there. You know what I mean? It's like Enchanted for, I got to pull from that deck tomorrow. Enchanted Forest cards, where it's just like, I feel like this could also be an idea that's in the early stages, like the early gestation, that you keep getting callings, knockings, information, wisdom, growing. So, like, again, going back to the roots, it's just like, just because you're not making it a public effort or posting it, doesn't mean you're not growing. It just means when you do post it, when you do pull, they're saying the trigger here, and that's, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be mindful of my words, because some people have been through situations. It's like, you will be very fruitful. You will be grounded in that situation to pull forward. You will have the wisdom to do so. The sad thing in life that you have to teach yourself, and I tell my kids this, just because you treat people a certain way, because you have a good heart, because you wear your heart on your sleeve, please do yourself a favor. Do not expect that in return. Because 99.9% of the time, that it's the universe that pours into you. If you're lucky enough to have people that pour into you, that encourage you, that love you genuinely, because not just because what they get from you, because you pour into their cup, but they pour into yours, and they see you, and they appreciate you, and they encourage you, and they support you. That's the kind of people you want around you. I feel like being haunted by ghost past. So that's why I feel like, again, King of Cups, we're maybe a water sign, and it's like, not so much haunted, but it's just like, myself, I know Shane is in my DNA, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was just that instant connection. We're able to have those conversations. Like I always say, like 10 years later, it was just like, we're sitting there having deep conversations. Only reason we stopped talking is because we had to go to work. Like, I had to get up at 6 and, get everything ready for him for the day and start my day. And he would, get up whenever he actually woke up. His alarm would start from 6, and probably he was like calling his butt out of bed like 7:38. Did not sleep, that man, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like saying haunted by ghost past. It's just, they're a part of you. Like, you can smell them, you can hear them, you know what I mean? You just love their energy. So that's why I'm saying, like, or it could be that you're longing for someone. And that's what I was saying. So, like, they were saying people coming in, maybe you're longing for a relationship. And I'm just saying, because there's going to be so many offers, they're showing like platters with, like offerings, doesn't mean, kind of like Katy Perry when she does the, oh my gosh, what's that song? Roar, not Roar. Oh my gosh. Dark Horse. If you see the video where so many suitors are coming in, they're offering her, like they offer her Cheetos and her mouth is burning and stuff like that, and it has the cute little dog and stuff like that. It's like, that's what I mean. It's just like, just because you're offered these, potential suitors or concubines is what they're saying. It's just like, doesn't mean that it's a right fit. This is why I feel like the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups were showing up, because it's like shadow energy. Like I was saying, the adversary will test you and try to break you. And once they notice they can't, they'll leave you alone. So the days that you feel like $1 million, your energy is on high. Even today, I feel like, you know what I mean? I'm recovering from a busy day yesterday. It's just like at the same, you know what I mean? I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that friendship, that connection. I'm thankful right now my cactus, like I said, hadn't bloomed in a couple of years. And it's, I just happened to look at it through the sheer curtains and I saw the 2 flowers. Like I saw the buds, but I was like, well, it's budded before I, who knows, and I thought it would be a couple more days before nope. Even this morning I took pictures and there's 3 of them. It was fully closed and it was like 4:00. I looked again and it's already open. So it's just like that beauty in the world. Something like, even my son says that he loves taking photos. He loves photography. And he's just like, some beauty is only meant to be seen with your eyes. He's like, if you took a picture of that with your camera, it doesn't capture, like, we love the sunrises and sunsets, especially when we moved on King George Highway here. And where it overlooked was just trees and the Miramichi River. And you could see the beautiful, like, violets and pinks and reds in the sky, and it was just gorgeous. It was just stunning. Like, it's just, like he said, certain things you cannot capture with cameras. It's like, that's only meant for your eyes. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like those are the kind of things, God willing, not for a very, 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 very long time. I'm sure a lot of us will try to find out, the fountain of youth to spend more time with the people we love the most. You know what I mean? But it's like, those are the kinds of things that will come flashing before that beauty, the things you appreciated. Like when they tell you to stop and smell the roses, they literally mean to enjoy life. Like the movie Augustine County with Julia Roberts, and he was talking about simple pleasures, and it's like, he's like, unacquired love, finding wild onions and stuff like that. But it's true. It's just like the simple little pleasures in life that we tend, like us seeing like a bunch of deer in the field over here, the back field. It's like, you know what I mean? We've been here, this is our 3rd summer here. Yeah, this is our 3rd summer here. It's just, we're beginning to see a lot more deer. I don't know who lived here before, but it's just like they feel more comfortable coming out, and I'm like, hey, I have no problem with that. I feel like the Hierophant, it's like you possess, again with the roots again here, and see the snake, it's like they're trying to knock you off. You're sure-footed like a deer, and I feel like it's like you're on your next quest, your next mission, your next era, the next thing that you're going on to, and it's like, that's what I was saying, watch this shadow energy. I know not necessarily snakes are bad, they get a bad rep, but it's just like, that's what they're saying, like, you know what I mean? They're saying, like, next time that you're vulnerable, they're gonna try. Just keep sure-footed. It's like, yeah, we know, you know what I mean? Not every day is going to be 100% or whatever, but it's just like making the most out of it. That's all we can do. Some of us are feeling unsure. That's why I feel like that Devil card is like, again, where you feel, you're uneasy about things because you could feel the shift. But that's why I feel like they're saying, with things wrapping up here and new things coming in, that's why I'm like, I feel like keeping yourself rooted. Lots of roots in a lot of these cards. Fox are curious. 8 of Swords. For the longest time, or you went through something that vultures, birds of the air, right? The vultures start to descend to pick the bones. They wanted this situation to take you out. That's what I was saying with this Justice card. You weren't supposed to succeed. But now here you are. Where you had no idea what to do, you know? And now here you are. You got to remember that. Where it's the purity of the situation, because you had no idea. That's why the red is starting to overcome her gown. You're not going to make people pay for that. You let go and let God. Don't, don't sully yourself because of them. Last card, Nine of Cups. The future is lining up beautifully. I don't like so much of the cat eating the bird. You know what I mean? They're saying like the cat that got the cream, cat that got the canary. I feel like maybe a cat's giving... That's so funny. I was thinking about Mazda, where she would come and she would leave, like, squirrel or chickmunk tails and stuff. I'm like, oh, freaking out. I was just like, come deal with this. I'm like, I love you. You're such a beautiful guy, but please, I love your presents. They're very sweet, but leave them somewhere else. Right on the bed. But... everything's lining up beautifully. Black cats may be significant with like bright eyes, so yellow eyes or green eyes, blue eyes. But not sure. See, one's turned over. But I feel like you're just getting started, you know what I mean? It's like you finished one cup and now we're on to the second. But I don't like 9 lives. Maybe it feels like you live 9 lives. I say that sometimes. Like, my gosh, I talk about things and I'm just, oh my word. You know, but I love my journey. You know, from a certain point to now. But certain parts I would, take out. But, that's how you grow and become stronger. But, like I said, your future is lining up beautifully. Live for those small moments. Especially if you're someone that, like, they're, like, significant. Like, they've been showing this a lot. And I know this is the season in Canada and North America and, the Northern Hemisphere where the flowers are starting to bloom. It's so cherry blossoms may be significant. It's, like, enjoying those sweet pleasures. Those enjoyable pleasures. You know what I mean? Like, I remember it was, like, early September. I was, like... I believe it was fall already. And opening the door and just seeing all the flowers in bloom. And I'm like, what a beautiful sight. To open my door and this is what I'm greeted by. You know? It's just very thankful and blessed for that. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like. It's just like more to come. You know what I mean? This is not just it. You know what I mean? Todd Chrisley was talking about that. Him and Savannah are like that. It's like they accomplish something and they're like, okay, what's the next thing? Because it's like they're hard workers. They're determined. We're chariot energy. And I feel like that's what it's just like, it's not because you don't appreciate the situation. You enjoy the peace. You enjoy the journey. But it's like you're not going to just settle for that because you know what you've seen and feel. And maybe that may change along the years. Maybe you're just like, I just want, I know I dreamt about that, but, I'm good here. You know what I mean? So I just don't make yourself small for others. Don't make your dreams be like, oh, that's just a pipe dream or that'll never happen or anything like that. You never know what's around the corner. You know what I mean? So I just feel like take it day by day. Just because you don't see outer expansion doesn't mean your roots are not growing. Because when you start doing that, it's like you will not be knocked over easily. You will not be discouraged easily. You know what I mean? And it's preparing you for what's to come. So I hope you enjoyed this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good.